Session 3 of the module 1 for the earthquake engineering. Let us continue with the next topic is magnitude and intensity of the earthquake. So let us see that what exactly the meaning of the magnitude and intensity of the earthquakes are there. So here the magnitude is an earthquake related to the amount of energy released by the geological rupture causing it. Means both the magnitude and intensities are the measuring the earthquakes are concerned, but whereas magnitude is nothing but a measuring of the amount of the energy which is released. And now the whatever the measure of the absolute size of the earthquake is there, so it is because of the magnitude only. So without it is a reference to the distance from the epicenter, means nothing to do with the distance. Now while the earthquake intensity, whatever the earthquake intensity is there, on the other hand, is the a measurement of the whatever the it is in the measuring with reference to the Roman numericals, that is 1 to 12, and it is always with the whole number. And whereas magnitude is to be referred in the form of the 1 to 10, in the range of 1 to 10, and even fraction of that one also, and it is not a whole number, whereas in the intensity it will be represented as a whole number. And similarity to the intensity scale over the years, so number of approaches for the measurement of the magnitude for the earthquake have been came to exist, but the whatever the Richter magnitude scale is there, so that which is worldwide accepted, and it is common to be used everywhere. Now the whatever the workable definition of the magnitude, which was first proposed by the C.F. Richter, and he based on the data from the California earthquake, and defined the earthquake magnitude as the logarithm to the base of 10. So whatever this magnitude by the Richter scale is there, it is expressed in terms of logarithm base to the 10 of the largest displacement of the standard seismograph, whatever the Wood-Anderson seismograph is there, whose properties with the time period is equal to 0.2 seconds, and the whatever the distance m is equal to 2800, and whereas the damping is critical, that is to be assumed as 0.8, which is situated the 100 kilometer from the focus. So like that, the standard the properties which are going to be considered. Now according to that, let us see that the whatever the Richter magnitude is there, so the m delta, it's a standard from the 100 kilometer, so that's why it is m delta is equal to logarithm based 10 the a. So where a denotes the amplitude in the micron, that is 10 raised to minus 6 meter, which is recorded by the instrument located at an epicentral distance of 100 kilometer, that is the standard it is to be considered. And where m is the magnitude of the earthquake, and when the distance from the epicenter at which the observation is obtained other than 100 kilometer, a correction is introduced to the equation. So whatever the correction is there, here it is, you can see it here. So whatever the m is equal to there, so m is equal to m delta minus 1.73 logarithm base 10 into 100 divided by delta, 100 divided by delta, and here m is nothing but the magnitude. M here is magnitude of the earthquake, and where is the delta is the distance from the epicenter, which is measured in terms of kilometer. M delta is the magnitude of the earthquake calculated for the earthquake using the values measured at a distance of delta from the epicenter. Okay, so this is the equation how this one can find out the m value, that is magnitude value. And at the same time, whatever the energy is there, so under equation energy released at the focus E is given by, so here, so whatever the log base to the 10 E is equal to 11.4 plus 1.5 m, and here again the here increase in the m by a quantity of 1. So whatever the each increase in magnitude is a quantity of 1, it is actually increases around 32 times of the energy release. For example, if it is a m1 to m2 is there, so there is a 32 times difference is there. Okay, and now let us see about next part is regarding the moment magnitude scale, and usually it will be called as a MMS, or it is also called as MW, which is mostly used presently, and whatever the magnitude is there based on the seismic moment of the earthquake is concerned. Here whatever the MW is there, so here you can see that MW is equal to mu times of A naught D is there. So he is a measure bigger, is a measure for the bigger earthquakes are concerned, is equal to the rigidity of the earth, whatever the mu is there, it is multiplied by an average amount of slip on the fault D. Okay, on the fault D, whereas the size of the area of the slip which is measured as A naught. So like that the notations which are used for measuring the MW, or it will be called as moment magnitude. Now let us see about the intensity part of the earthquake. So intensity of an earthquake refer to the degree of measurement of the destruction caused by it. In other words, the intensity of an earthquake is a measure of severity of the shaking of the ground, and is attended damage whatever it is. Of course is an empirical to some extent, because the whatever the extent of destruction or a damage that takes place to a construction at a given place depends on the many factors. Whatever the some factors are there, here it is listed. The first one is the distance from the epicenter, whatever the distance from the epicenter, that will also count as far as the intensity is concerned. Then the whatever the compactness of the underlying ground, so that will be also play a role. And then type of construction, type of constructions may be a different type of building constructions. It may be a masonry structure, or it may be a framed structure, it may be an infilled wall, or it may be shear walls or a braced. So like that different building configurations will also count, and also it will be depending upon the magnitude of the earthquake, that is the size of earthquake, and also duration of the earthquake. So what is the duration of the earthquake, that is, and also the depth of the focus, is there. So in general the intensity is the oldest measure of the earthquake. It's a oldest measure of the earthquake, and the seismic intensity scale consists of series of certain keys responses, such as people awaking, moment of a furniture, damage to the chimney, and finally the total destruction. So like that the scale which is going to be referred. And the numerous intensity scales have been developed over the last several hundred years to evaluate the effect of the earthquake. The most popular is the modified Mercalli scale. So whatever the modified Mercalli scale is there, so which is till date it is to be referred as the standard reference. And here whatever the scale is there, so we'll call as a MMI scale, that is a modified Mercalli intensity scale. And this scale is composed of the 12 increasing levels of the whatever the intensities ranges are there, and it is counted the whatever the shaking to the destruction, shaking effect to destruction, and it is distinguished by the Roman numbers, that is the Roman 1, 2, 3, like that up to 12. So like that it is represented, and it does not have any mathematical basis. It is instead of it is an arbitrary ranking based on the observed effect, means there is no calculations required, just only observation is there to identify the number whatever it is there. And lower number of the intensity scale generally deals with the number in which the earthquake is felt by the people. The higher number of the scale are based on the observed structure damage. So here you can just see it in the figure in the table. So it is a modified Mercalli scale, and where it is mentioned that the intensity 1. So here what is the intensity 1 scale is indicates Roman 1 is a insignificant, whatever the rating is there, it is a insignificant. So now here, so only the description is that only detected by the instruments, whatever it is there, detected by the instrument. Whereas the number 2, whatever it is there, so it is very light and felt by the sensitive persons, and oscillations of hanging objects are concerned. And number 3 intensity is there, it's a rating as a light, and a very small vibratory motion will going to observe. And number 4 is a moderate and felt only inside of the building, and the noise produced by the moving objects are there. Number 5 is concerned with the slightly strong, felt most of the persons, some panic or a minor damage can be noticed. And number 6 is a strong, that is the damage to non-seismic resistant structures. And number 7 is a very strong, and people will become panic, and serious damage can be noticed to the poor constructions. And number 8 is a destructive type, and here the serious damage to the structures in general the structures will be get damaged. And number 9 is very ruinous, and here the serious damage to all well-built structures, and almost total destructions can be seen as a non-seismic resistant structures. And whereas 10 is a distress, and here only seismic resistant structures remain standing. Whereas the 11 is extremely disastrous. Here general panic will be there, then almost all total destructions will be there, and then ground cracks can be noticed, even the openings are also noticed under such cases. And number 12 is the rating for the catastrophic, means total destruction, total destruction. So like that the table gives the classifications according to the modified Mercalli scale, that is a MMI scale it is called as. So which seen, you can see it from the table that the 12 classes of the damages. Hence the scale 1 refer to the insignificant earthquake, and whereas scale 12 is referred to the total catastrophic. So like that the range of the modified Mercalli intensity scale. Now let us move into the next part, that is the destruction of the intensity. So whatever the destruction of the intensity is there at different places during an earthquake is shown graphically, that is using isoseismal. So isoseismal is nothing but the line joining places with equal seismic intensity, whatever the equal seismic intensity. You can see that at around the epicenter, so the intensity will be more, that is a 10, then 9, 8, 7. So like that intensity goes reducing as it is away from the epicenter. So this is all about the isoseismal map is there. So whatever the equal intensity line joining we can call as a isoseismal map. Now let us see that how best we can compare the magnitude and intensity is concerned. So comparison between magnitude and intensities are with a little bit of difficulty. Firstly, the intensity varies with the distance from the epicenter. You can see it from the isoseismal map also, you can notice. And secondly, a large earthquake may occur away from the inhabited area, and therefore they cause little apparent damage. And also the focal depth, the ground conditions, and quality of the building construction can have a considerable effect on subjective assessment of the damage. And magnitude intensity relationships are not favored for the engineering purposes are concerned, but however the intensity could be the only information available for large historical earthquake, and the input from the intensity measurement would be necessary in estimation the maximum the whatever the earthquake potential of the region is there. So in 1956, the Richter has proposed some simple relations for the between the magnitude and the epicentral intensity is given by ml is equal to 2/3 of I naught plus 1 is there. So here, so whatever the I naught is the intensity, if you know the intensity, so one can find out the local magnitude. This equation which was derived by the comparing the magnitude and the epicentral intensity data is concerned. And now next is the determination of the hypocenter or the earthquake focus is concerned. So as the seismologists use the elapsed time between the arrival of the P waves and S waves at a given site to assist them in estimating the distance from the site to the center of the whatever the energy release. The distance of the focus from the observation station is determined by the relative arrival time of the P and S waves. The whatever the distance is there from the hypocenter is observation point is given by S is equal to T divided by 1 by Vs minus 1 minus Vp. So here Vs stands for the velocity of the S waves and Vp stands for velocity of P waves, primary waves. So see whatever the T is there. So here T is the difference in the time of arrival P and S waves at an observed point, and S is the distance from the hypocentral to the observation point, and Vp and Vs are the velocity of P and S waves respectively. Whatever the time T is there can be taken as the time of duration of the initial tremor to build up, while the Vp and Vs are the geological properties for the given locations. Thus, the distance from the hypocenter to the observation point is approximately proportional to the time of the durations of initial tremor. The coefficient of the proportionality is about 8 kilometers per second. When S has been determined for each of the 3 observation points of the hypocenter is located at the point of intersections of these spheres are concerned. So this is all about the whatever the relations between the magnitude and the intensity is concerned. Now how best one can record the earthquakes. So recording of the earthquake. So actually the vibrator whatever the motion is there produced during the earthquake could be measured in terms of displacement or velocity or acceleration. The seismologist is interested in even small whatever the amplitude ground motions in terms of displacement, and provide the insight into the wave propagation and characteristics, and that enables them to estimate the associated earthquake parameters. And whatever the accelerations are there, so they are the causative phenomena for the forces that damage the structure, that is F is equal to ma. We usually will call it as a force is equal to mass into accelerations, and engineers are more concerned with the earthquake causing structural damage, hence interested in acceleration measurement, because here we would like to see it the force calculation, so that is mass of the structure into multiplications by acceleration. So that's why we are interested in acceleration. So whatever the instruments is there, so it's is nothing but the measure the ground displacement and are called as seismographs. The whatever the record obtained from the seismograph is called as seismogram. And whatever the seismogram has three components, the sensors, the recorder, and the timer. The principle on the which it works is simple, and it is explicitly reflected in the early seismograph. A pen which is attached at the tip of the oscillating simple pendulum, that is a mass hung by a string from the support, what we can see it from the figure. And also whatever the markings are there on a chart paper, so we can see it, the pen, whatever it is, that chart paper, you can see it, the zigzag, the whatever the impressions which is noticed at the chart paper, and it is on a mounted on a rotating drum. Whatever the chart or a paper is there, it is rotating at a constant speed. And whatever the magnet around the string is there, so that is provided required damping to control the amplitude as well as the oscillations, whatever the magnet is there, so which will going to control it, the oscillations. And here the whatever the drum is there, so since here it is a pen, and the chart paper consist the recorder and the whatever the motor that rotate the drum at a constant speed to forms the timer, that is the timing. And this whatever the figure is there, by varying the characteristics of the equipment, so one could record the displacement, velocity, acceleration during the earthquake. So all this is consist of the whatever the seismograph, whatever the set of the instrument is there, so that we can call it as a seismograph. In the present day, instruments are very compact and both accurate and precise. Broadly, they are divided into two categories. One is the seismographs, another one is the strong motion, the whatever the acceleration, strong motion accelerographs. So seismographs are nothing but presently they are used for the seismologist or geologist, and they are very sensitive and can trace the farthest earthquakes several thousand kilometers away from the instrument station. However, they are not very accurate in representing the shaking of the instrument station. A seismograph is a graph of the wave amplitude, that is a Vs, that is velocity, surface velocity Vs, to time. In old seismographs, a pen draw the recording on a piece of paper, and new seismographs are significantly recorded digitally. So everything is digitally can be acquired with the sensors. And now second, the whatever the strong motion accelerographs are there are generally used for the civil engineers, and they are triggered when the level of accelerations due to shaking at a place crosses the whatever the threshold acceleration. They are not sensitive, but they can record very accurately the shaking parameters for a site. The whatever the graph of the ground motion is there, it varies the time, whatever it is called, it is an accelerogram. In general, whatever the devices that measure the ground accelerations are called as accelerometer, and whatever the accelerometers register the accelerations of the soil and record the obtained whatever is there is called as a accelerogram. So that what we can see it here. Some typical ground accelerations are there. You can see it from the 1985 Mexico earthquake, 1940. So how this shaking of the ground is going to be recorded. Even 1971 the San Francisco earthquake, and also a 1991 Uttarakanshi earthquake. So like that, you can see it. It is plotted from 0 to some seconds. You can see it. The whatever the Fermado earthquake 1977, which is shown here clearly between 0 to 60 seconds, and at the early few seconds only around 30 or the 15 seconds. So maximum whatever the peaks of the accelerations that can be noticed. Even you can see it for the others also. Initially there is no such a significant the whatever the shaking is there, suddenly the shaking is going to increase and it will be there for a short duration and it will going to reduce. So it is observed in most of the cases of the whatever the ground motion data which we can notice here in this. So this is all about the whatever the magnitude, intensity, and how this ground is shaking is to be measured using the seismographs, and how this seismographs will use the accelegraph for the studying for the effect of earthquake for the civil engineering purpose. Okay.